As a Vedanta student, for us the reality is that which is abadhitam satyam, that which cannot be negated. All of us would have experienced that what we see as I, the identity, gets shaken up a lot. I'm going to show you a series of slides which talk about the journey from being a victim to a master. So really speaking, you are already what you seek. You are already nitya muktaha, ever free. But it may not be seen very clearly. So the journey that I want to talk to you about is applicable to the one who sits in a Vedanta class and also to the one who goes through exploration and then finally comes to Vedanta. So this is the journey from being a victim to a master, and I'm going to talk about each of them. So this is where we all begin, which is the stage of a victim. We must remember that there is no person called victim. It is a predominant way of thinking, feeling and behaving that I'm referring to here. So this person always is wondering, why was I born a woman? Why did I not become tall? Why was I not loved by my father? Lot of such questions which basically sound like, why did this happen to me? And the theme is, I am not enough, I don't know enough, and I don't have enough. And as someone rightly said, you can never be too rich or too thin. I have yet to meet a woman who is happy with her body. Even whoever gets crowned as Miss Universe, next day when she steps out with her makeup. If indeed she is the most beautiful person in the universe, then what is the need for makeup? But still, I am not enough continues. And when difficult situations happen in our life, it's very easy to go to this kind of thinking. Why me really means that this should not happen to me. The world is against me and God is definitely against me. And if a person who has this kind of thinking sits in a Vedanta class, the person will say, even the teacher is against me. She wants peace of mind all the time. She is quite full of herself and needs reassurance all the time. So she will ask her boyfriend or her partner, do you really love me? And he would have told her at least 10,000 times. But reassurance is like a drug. No matter how much she gets, it's not enough. But still, with some support from others, she could move to being a survivor. Now, this person does not think that the world is against her, but the world is a very big burden that I have to carry. The identity of this person is, I am a struggler. I have to manage the home, I have to manage work, I have to manage my responsibilities. There is experience of lot of stress, and the person says, why do I have to do everything? And in spite of doing everything, I don't get any appreciation or support. So when a person with this kind of thinking sits in a Vedanta class, is looking for tips to cope with life. But as the person learns to cope with life, manages to own up some of her Shaktis, she moves to being an achiever. This is where a lot of us will be. The person is no longer a survivor, but recognizes that I don't have to do everything. I want you to note the difference between I have to do everything vis-a-vis I get the opportunity to do everything. She sees the meaning of Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Swarupini. The verse in Lalita Sahasranama which says that I am an embodiment of all kinds of power. The Shakti to do, the Shakti to desire and want, and the Shakti to know is given to me every moment. And so this person enjoys the thrill of achievement, whether it is earning money and the first million, or climbing a mountain, or having a great relationship. The person enjoys it all. But this person has managed to achieve a lot because the person's need for control is high. When she finds that there are certain things like her boyfriend's habit that she cannot control, then she becomes very restless. When this person sits in a Vedanta class, she's not really interested in Brahman. Just like how we eat in a buffet meal, we pick and choose what we want, she only picks and chooses what the teacher says about what will improve her sense of being an achiever. How can she manage her time better? How can she have healthy habits? How can she have better relationships? That's her only focus. And generally what happens is, once you have had some sense of achievement, you start looking for different kinds of experiences. Because most of the things and possessions you already have by now. But how can an experience be better and better? And therefore, even in a Vedanta class, the person will look for a spiritual experience. And this person will ask the teacher with great sincerity, I am willing to work hard. I want to learn more Sanskrit, more mantras, I want more classes. And the teacher will say that just learn to relax. And she will say, do you have a standard operating procedure? Because that's the only thing I cannot do. And this person will lie in bed thinking that, oh, I have to, I'm getting impatient. I want peace of mind. I want peace of mind. This stage is a very important stage because the person starts to see the limitations of her achievements and therefore becomes the seeker. This person thinks that I've been there, done that, got all the achievements, but my heart is still empty. And so the person starts to explore different things like yoga, pranic healing, Reiki, therapy, and so on. And again, this stage is a very important stage because the person has recognized that I have a desire for fullness which is not available in any object or experience. This person has an open heart and an open mind because the person has figured that with all that I know, with all that I've done, I still feel empty. And with the punya that she has, if she lands up in a Vedanta class, then she will move to the next stage. She was earlier a mumukshu, the one who desired moksha, and she didn't quite know that. But in the exposure to Vedanta, she recognized that her problem was that she did not know herself. Because her earlier identity was all about her experiences, the events in her life, all based on a female body. And whether the person has a male body or female body, we do experience a lot of suffering. So the seeker gets transformed into a knower, mumukshu to jignasu. And she begins to see that I am enough in the understanding of Ishvara as presented in the teachings of Vedanta. She begins to see that she is in order. She always thought that there was a problem with her, but she now knows that that is not true. She begins to own up her Shaktis and uses it for connecting with others. She learns to be calm when there are things that are being thrown at her. It's the calm of a warrior when around you everything is falling to pieces. Because she sees her connections with everyone, she cannot but help contribute. This stage is very important because this is what will help her become a master. She doesn't desire to be a master. She only wanted to know the reality of her identity. And so she also learns to make peace with the opposite gender. Because as women, a lot of us have anger against men. Because I have not met any woman who has not been abused in some way or the other. From an inappropriate touch all the way to rape, the range is huge. But every woman has been through this. And so why me is a very common theme that a lot of women face. But now that she is being exposed to Vedanta, she begins to see and come to terms with the law of karma. What happened to her was not acceptable. It was because of the abuse of a free will by another. She too has free will. She earlier defined herself by an event in her life, maybe abuse. She has the free will to define herself on the basis of the reality of who she is. And the mirror that is held by Vedanta helps her see that she is limitless. Yes, things happen to the body and mind that were not right, but she can change the story of her life from now onwards. Generally, we change our strategy, but we don't change the story. If I believe that I am a victim, then I will say when I come to Vedanta class that I couldn't do this and I can't even understand any Vedanta. And no matter what change in strategy she does, things will not change because her core identity has not shifted. But the blessings that she has and the way she blesses herself, she is not afraid of growing up. She learns to be in harmony with the world. She learns to heal whatever needs to be healed, and all her pursuits get a very clear direction. She's very clear that what she really wants is moksha, and everything is helping her to live her life for purification of her mind and steadiness of her mind. She's owned up all her Shaktis, and therefore she is extremely competent in whatever she does, and also has an acceptance that comes from her understanding of Ishvara. And if she continues to study well, then she is a master. The master is someone who thinks, what a fool I have been. That identity which I took to be so real based on my body mind, that's not really true. That what I am is really limitless, and this body mind is a form that is in the limitless. The master has understood idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhidhiyate etad yoveti tam prahuhu kshetrajnam iti tadvidaha. The master has understood very well the verse from the Bhagavad Gita which says that idam shariram, this body, whether it is a female or a male or whatever body or transgender body, it is a kshetram. It's a field. And the kshetrajnam is present in all the kshetras, in all the beings, that what I am is all pervasive. This doesn't mean that the master is in denial of her gender, but is no longer defined by her gender. The world which seemed like a burden on the shoulders is now embraced completely by the master. There is nothing to reject. There is nothing to resist. All that is here is me. So the journey is a very interesting journey. And the good news is that the master or the victim is already nitya muktaha, ever free. All it requires is courage to inquire into the identity, not have a loyalty to the identity, but to see what is the reality of what one is. And that involves coming to terms with each and everything in my life. But my relation with my family, my relation with my body, my relation with my mind, my relation with the past, my relation with the state of my finances or no finances, and seeing that everything is in order because it is pervaded by Ishvara and the order is perfect. So by focusing on what we need to grow, we can choose to be blessed. And whether you're a woman or a man or you are confused, you are always blessed. And so my best wishes and prayers that we are able to use this medium that we have been given. We are able to open our hearts to the reality that is. May we all celebrate being a woman and use this body and mind for the greatest purpose, which is moksha. Om Tat Sat.